Welcome to the Betway Waiter to Win team. It's Monday, start of a brand new week here in Johannesburg. A bit overcast. It's been drizzling here and there. And it's a typical, it's what we're going to be expecting through the summer as it goes. We are desperate for rain, no doubt. And hope wherever you are in the country that you had a good one, that you enjoyed. Daryl Marie, what was a fantastic game on Sunday night. Only a point. Jeez, I've got the whole country on their feet.
Yeah, we were on the edges of our seats for 80 minutes, Clark.
Yeah, amazing. So it's going to end up a Springboks All Blacks final. By the sounds of things, By the sounds of things. Mr. Burrows, I take it that you must have been watching. You must have been watching that game as well. I just want to firstly say well done to you on winning the competition as well. I see your name all over the place that you're the champion tipster. And I see Betway Waited to Win won 2 of the 4 outright days that we had the opportunity to compete in. So it's been good. So what a good week for you, Mr. Burrows.
Yes, a very good week. Just about everything tipped arrived, which doesn't happen too often, but it was a good week. The rugby was fantastic. I mean, on the edge of our seats right through the game. We couldn't wait for that ball to be kicked into touch. Let's start off in the first at Durbanville. Now, I like a filly called Listen to the Ocean. The drop back to 1,000 meters, I believe she's going to show that natural improvement to go very close to winning. Now, you've got the favorite Strata. She's very limited. She's had 9 starts in the Maiden, and she's been favored in her last 4 or 5 starts, and she hasn't found a winner's box. So I'm going 3 to beat 4, and then Gypsy Express can improve.
Just a reminder, thanks, Darren. A reminder, it is bipod time, and I know Darren's worked out a bipod. And Daryl, your first leg, what's your plan?
I went 3 horses. I went the safe route, Clyde. I also like the fact that Listen to the Ocean's coming back in trip. One thing, just take notes with regards to the favourite Strata. She has been costly to follow, but the equipment change could do the trick. She's now wearing a set of blinkers, so interested to see how she goes with them. And then I included number 1, Clyde, Gypsy Express. Richard Free from a 1 draw. She's got early toe. Mojo Man won again. The second horse, Yamadori's 1-2. So I went 1, 3, and 4. I'll get through this leg comfortably.
Okay, interesting. It was Gypsy Express. That form line is very strong. Both those horses have come to win. Strata, I did hear Candice Bass. I think I heard her say in an interview with Vicky that this horse has been working well in blinkers, and they're going to declare the blinkers this morning, which they have done on number 4, Strata. Okay, we've got 2 bipods. Here we go. Let's take a look at them, please, and see what the boys are doing. Darren Burrows 1, 2, 3, 4. Then he bankers the 5 in the next leg of his bipod. That's being Lightning Glow. Then he's going horses, and then he bankers the 2 later on. That was Lord Fiefeld is also a banker the 9 just now, Marshall Field. And the last leg of the bipod, 5, 6, 8, 10, and 11. It's a 100 Rand bipod. Daryl Marie's bipod, he's got just the 1 banker, and that comes up in the second race on the card. It's number 5, Lightning Glow. That's his play or plan of the day, and he's spending 252 Rand. This is a maiden plate. It's over 1,400 meters here. And in terms of the market, tops the boards this morning at around 10 o'clock is Justin Snaith's horse, that horse Lightning Glow, number 5, who's even money. And the second choice is Candice Bass Robinson's horse, number 7, plus 4, who's 33 to 10. I know from the interview from the Bass side that plus 4 was strong. I'm not sure about Lightning Glow. I didn't hear anything, Mr. Murray.
Yeah, Clyde, with regards to the preview of the first race, you were quick to point out that Darren Burrows won the overall competition and we won 2 out of the 4 legs.
Yes.
But you didn't mention the fact that you never entered the one day and cost
Correct.
Weighted to win the outright
The
victory.
whole seat, I
The
cost him
7,500 Rand.
I did. I'm sorry. My apologies to you, Darren Burrows. Sorry about that.
Don't do that again, eh?
I should have entered with you. I actually completely, something was up. I don't know what happened that day. I can't remember.
And you were
but I
reminded,
did cost them big money. I'm sorry. They should have won it. In fact, they would have won it had I entered.
We would have won it.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah.
So we'll
anyway,
do that.
good luck to those who have. I mean, everyone deserves a chance in life. So.
Yeah, Clyde, I like the look of this favourite. You know, last time out when I saw him run on into 4th, I said, be with this horse, he'll win his races. And yeah, he's, 2 or 3 weeks later?
Yes.
And he goes the extra 150 meters, so I think he'll take a power beating. The horse that ran second in that race, Get Impressed, got touched off in his next start, and there was a horse that ran 5th ran a place to Tanango, so I think his form is strong enough. If he builds on that effort, he'll go through the division. So 5, very, very hard to beat. But Mrs. Bass Robinson says her horse +4 is working
Yeah.
extremely well.
Interesting.
And he's a very, very nice horse.
Nice horse.
She's excited to see how he goes today.
You know, there's some sort of form if you want to compare. If you're that Get Impressed that ran second, which is the
Yes.
Snake's companion, that was on the weekend. I think did it get beat? Sorry, just forgive me. That was Foudre. Where did it run?
Yeah.
It ran.
it's-
Get Impressed.
yeah.
Finished in front of Foudre, half a length, or something like that. And obviously there's a line because it's Bass, and Bass can get some sort of idea, and the Snakes, they'll know where they stand, won't they? In that
Yeah,
regard, I don't know if that
but-
helps in
but
any
I'll
way.
tell you what, Clyde, if races were run according to
that, yeah.
paper,
Yeah, you
it
can't.
would be easy pickings for us, but it's not.
It's not. All right. Well, Mr. Burrows, I think you big on Lightning Glow as well, yeah, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought Lightning Globe very, very hard to beat in this company. I didn't really think +4 could match him, but the stable is quite bullish. His last start, Lightning Glow, he was staying on really well. I love this pedigree. Jetta Glow was top class. And there has been a winner from that last form line behind Sail to the Moon. I think a horse that ran downfield about 12th, if you can just confirm that. I think came out to
Yes.
win.
Yeah.
I really believe he's the right horse.
Yeah, you're talking about Master of Paris, Darren. That's right. Okay. So we've got that. So both guys big on the 5, and there's Darren's PA. It's got quite a few bankers in that place accumulated. Let's hopefully they land for us. And it's a 32 Rand perm, so multiple bankers, and it will cost you 32 Rand to take that bet. And Daryl's also worked one out. He's also going bankers in the PAs. He hasn't in the bipods for natural reasons, obvious reasons. Only 2 places. Yeah, you can afford 3 places. The banker 5, banker 4, banker 2, and then he's loaded. And that PA will cost him 189 Rand. Welcome back, everybody. This is a maiden class field over 1,400 meters. The running of the 3rd, and it's the start of the pick 6. So let's get those on. Favorite this morning is that was Princess Easy, number 9 on the card, trading at 17 to 10. Number 4 is the second choice. That's Epicleros, who's trading at around 7 to 2. And they're both Justin Snaith horses. So Darren, he appears to be dominating the market in this opening leg of the pick 6.
Yes, he could be the stable to follow in this race. But this filly, Princess Izzy, she's sluggish out the gate. She loses a length or 2 every time. And if she loses that from a 9 draw, she's not going to get handy. And she's going to have to make a late run like she did last time out. So I think she'll be running on strongly into the money. But I can't give you confidence to back her outright for a win. Epicleros, I liked her penultimate start. I thought a bit unlucky down the inside. Her last start may be a bit disappointing, but I think she's much better than that, and she's got the draw in her favour. So the 4 and 9 have to go in. And then of the rest, Donna Moe, not out of it. A filly like Queen of the Palace, not out of it. And Niall the Boss, it's her first try over this trip.
Okay, so you're saying it could go beyond that. Interesting. I see how Grant Van Niekerk riding Princess Easy for the first time. Richard Faris now on Epicleros. Which one of the two are you favouring?
I'm sure Grant's favouring Princess Easy. I mean, he's opted to take her over Epicleros, who he rode last time out. I think Darren's touched on a key point there in that Princess Easy gets left. And we saw over the weekend, Clyde, you can't make up too much ground on a fast-run Durbanville circuit. Craig Zaki had that odds-on favourite for Dean Cannemeyer. Was just run off his feet in the straight. He was doing his best work late, but the line came too soon. So if she's on the back foot turning for home, and Epicleros, who's much better than her later start, is up front, handy, I expect Epicleros to reverse that form. So I'm favouring 4 over 9. But if you fancy their chances, number 5, Queen of the Palace is just behind the 2 of them. So she has to go into trifectas and quartets. But I think Epicleros is going to set the record straight today.
Okay. Well, maybe it's Epicleros' turn. This is the third race. We have got a pick six worked out for you from Darren. And he's gone runners. Yeah, you did hear when he previewed to say that he thought it was a bit more open. So he's gone horses. His play of the day, ultimately, will be depending on that horse, Lord Firefelt. That's his banker. Hoping that Aldo de Meyer produces for Candice Bass-Robinson. That's his pick six banker. And that will be for the amount that you, of course, can afford. It's entirely up to you. Jackpot time. Let's go with the jackpot. There's odds on in here, and Lord Firefelt is priced up 7 to 10. Darren Burrows has banked it, but I want to just get some more detail from Darren about this horse for Candice Bass and Aldo de Meyer. This horse has had several starts, and why different today? He's been around how many starts has he had? 6 starts or whatever the case may be. But today we're going for him, right, Darren?
Yes, Clyde. This isn't a strong race at all. It's a very weak field. Now, Lord Fifield, the furthest he went, 1,800 meters, he ran third to St. Silas. I thought that was a good enough effort to beat a field of this quality. The only possible danger could be Santo Domingo, because he's stepping up from 1,200 meters to 1,800. So obviously Justin Snaith believes that this horse has all the stamina to go the trip. And if he improves a lot, he could give Lord Fifield some cheek. But I think Lord Fifield is ready to exit the maidens. And if he does exit the maidens, I believe that Marshall Field should win the following race, because he actually beat Lord Fifield 2 lengths behind that St. Silas run.
Yeah. Yeah, tell me about Marshall Field. We know about him, all right. We've followed him long enough. Are you big on the favourite here, or what's this? What's your
I definitely think he's lost to beat, Clyde. It was a very competitive race he contested last time out beyond Lucio Verde. He's going to win his races. There's a horse that finished just ahead of him in Diamond Rock who's going to win his races. So I think he's definitely in with a strong winning chance for here. I actually expect major improvement from number 1. Now, I know he's had many starts to date. He hasn't really shone, but he's only been the distance once before, and that was over 2,000 quite a while ago. It wasn't the worst of efforts, but take note, he's having his peak run, Clyde. 2 sprints, right? He's bred for the extra. The blinkers come off. So I think maybe he can settle in running and finish the race off. I'm going to be certainly playing around him in trifectas and quartets. Number 1, he knows, but I do make the favourite very hard to beat.
Tell me this, you're talking about 2 prep runs and things like this. Was Protagonist has had 2 prep runs, right? And I'm particularly keen on that last start to Zilmoris. I don't know the field, what type of field that was, but there have been a lot of winners from there. And Protagonist obviously was far back, but 1,800 meters, Dean Cannemeyer dropped them out, run on. You're going to see this running on, right? Or what?
Yeah, you should see him running on.
Yeah. Got a chance or not?
He's been off for 5 odd months, Clyde, and there's a comment in the front of the book saying, we'll prefer the distance, may need the run.
Okay, all right, so maybe next time. All right, so what have we got? Jackpots, guys. Let's have a look at them. Darren's got a straight up action for us. This is Lord Fifield. He says that's the play in this particular race, and if you haven't figured it out by now, it's a jackpot opportunity. Start working out your numbers. Back with us now, race 5. It's a maiden class field over 1,800 meters. You're reminded about our social media opportunity on X and on WhatsApp. Hopefully you guys have joined and part of the group. The barcode's up there as well if you want to join the Betway family and start doing what you need to do over there. And that'll be good around all of that activity. Well, there's a second jackpot, 5, 6, 7, 8, something for you guys to look at here. Market this morning, 10 o'clock. How were they betting? I can tell you now that number 1, Avignon's the favourite, priced up at around 19 to 10. Pete Puerto was also interviewed. They're quite bullish. Lucinda Woodruff was interviewed. She's bullish on Marshall Field. And number 4, Global Movements in there, priced up at 6 to 1. Darren, does it come down to Avignon and Marshall Field, or are you still big on Marshall Field?
I am quite big on Marshall Field. I see he's drifted like 33 to 10 or 7 to 2 in the betting. And I think he's definitely the horse to beat. His form lines are good enough to win this type of race. Last time out the mile, a bit short. He gets run off his feet. He's a big, lanky, long striding horse. And he took a while to get into it. So Marshall Field, Avignon must be a runner because he ran in a juvenile plate, 3 runs back behind Miss Golly Molly, and that was a good run. Last time out behind Diamond Rock, he had a horse called Bella's Pablo, 2 lengths behind him. And Bella's Pablo was only making his second start. So he's the improver in the race, and Global Movement's got a chance. So I'm going 9-1-4-6.
So, I mean, we don't need to read too much, I guess, then, Daryl, into the form, like with Storm Boulevard being on top of Marshall Field or whatever, that was too short, as Darren has pushed, as referred to. This is much
Clyde,
better distance.
I actually think the one draw played against him. He's a horse that likes to be given a chance and come with a late rattle. He's best when he's off the pace.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, from a one draw, the jockey wanted to hold his position, and I just think the race
doesn't work out.
He's better than that. It was a flat run on top of it. So Lucinda's stable's doing extremely well. This horse should have won his maiden.
Sure, months ago.
Yeah. So he's going to get it right. One of these days, Clyde. I also like the look of Bella's Pablo, number 6. I thought he's going to love the step up in distance. I had a look at his breeding. His dam, excuse me, Clyde, placed in France, or Ireland, sorry, over a mile and a half, 2,400. So he's got a chance of reversing the form.
Okay.
With number 1, Avignon, who I respect. Richard Free from a one draw, very fit horse. I'm not going to separate 1, 6, and 9.
Okay. All right, so those are the players, 1, 6, and 9 to go in. That's the plan from Daryl's perspective. See what Marshall Field ends up doing in a race like this. I don't know. He was supposed to have paid for our Easter holiday this year already. Maybe he can sort out Christmas. Let's see. But he's one of those horses. Right, Mr. Burrows has got what? Let's see what he's put up for us. He's going Marshall Field. He says he's prepared to have a go and give it. I think this is the last chance after this, Mr. Burrows and Mr. Marie. Last chance, Marshall Field. Right, race number 6 on the card. Let's get through race 6. This is the 6th race, Maiden. We've had Maidens up to now. And this is one of the more challenging races on the card. It's over 1,600 metres. Those tops the boards, number 12 on the card. Flamboyant Flyer at, I think, 3-1. But they bet 3-1 the whole field. So number of horses that have got chances. Not sure exactly which way to go or to lean here, Mr. Marie. Maybe you've got a shrewdy for us and 1 or 5 or 6 runners.
Yeah. Firstly, I tipped a pick 3, Clyde, and included number 5, Lickety Splits, who's now been scratched. So just ignore her. Excuse me, Clyde. Have a look at number 10, Eternal Optimist. Have a look who rode her last time. Richard Free. Obviously got off. Said put a set of cheek pieces on her, and she'll run an improved race. I like that form line. You love form lines, am I right?
That's very strong, eh?
So we know that form line has seen, could it be one from there, and go like Flow, win 2 from there.
Yes, and yours finished in between them.
Yeah,
so that's strong.
So she must have a winning chance.
Yep.
And then what a ride by Aussie Noach on Senso Unico, Clyde.
Yes.
He teams up with number 6 of the Time for Love. Had a look at her breeding, the dam won over 1,800. So I think she's going to love the mile. Only having her 3rd start, 2 fair efforts to date. She can improve further. So I think the race will be fought out between 6 and 10.
Interesting. Very interesting that those are the 2 to fight it out. And Richard obviously is back on Eternal Optimist. That's good. And Time for Lum, that form has already worked out as well. So both could be, could be very much alive. Daryl's worked out our pick 3. We're going to work it out now and just have a look at it. Before we do, Mr. Burrows, your first choice here?
Well, Clyde, touching on Oswald Noach, that was a cracking ride on Senso Unico. When he's given a chance, he can deliver. I think Senso Unico was the horse that put me in front in the Punters Challenge Series because he was an 8-1 shot, and that boosted me to the tops. Now, I like Fatal Gem. This filly is crying out for a mile, and she's been staying on really eye-catchingly in all her starts. And I just get the feeling, being a master of my fate out of Sapphire Gem, this filly could be the horse to beat at 6-1. Now, Time for Love with Oswald Noach must be a runner because she actually finished ahead of Fatal Gem last time out. But I do believe Fatal Gem can turn the tables on her. Eternal Optimist, I've also included. That form line strong. She was beaten 7.5 lengths, but there's been 2 winners. And Flamboyant Flyer, your current favorite, that was a good last effort, but she's drawn out deep at 12.
A Mothership came from there as well and won. So the form in general is holding up in the race. There are a few. So just a reminder that this horse is not running in this race, so that Daryl made reference to earlier, number 5, Lickety Split, is out. But this is the pick 3 for you to consider what to take chances with races 6, 7 and 8. There are your numbers. There you got for race 6. In race 7, the guys like 1, 9 and 10. And in the race 8, 2, 5 and 7. And that's what we recommend to do for the end of the day.